to ever become prime minister, and therefore they are not serious candidates and should be excluded from the debate on those grounds. But even though the Green Party is running candidates everywhere, their poll numbers are so low, it would not be difficult to argue that their leader is not a serious contender either. Anyway, in both Canada and America, the underlying question is, how do you prevent advantaging some fringe people over other fringe people? You obviously leave the fringe by gaining more public exposure, but at what level does a fringe person prove themselves to be sufficiently non-fringy to leave the fringe? Are the fringe fringy in the first place because they possess some inherent fringiness? Are they basically so dumb or radical that it makes sense that they would be unpopular? Or are they merely normal folks who have had fringiness thrust upon them by some sort of conspiracy to convince the public that they deserve to be on the fringe? Perhaps by excluding them from debates. And is it the media's job to attempt to cure fringiness, or merely accept its existence? It is because people have such different answers to these very subjective questions that the debates in both Canada and America will inherently be somewhat randomly organized. All of this serves to reveal one of the big paradoxes of democratic politics. Since it is impossible to ensure that everyone has equal opportunity to communicate, it is impossible to claim that we have a political system in which voters are making perfectly well-informed choices. At the end of the day, we simply have to accept that a certain level of unfairness in our politics is inevitable. But don't be sad, there is still a silver lining. The next time that you're irritated that your political candidate of choice is being excluded from a debate, don't fret. This simply means that you get to voice your outrage using any sort of wild argument you want, with no respect for consistent logic or principle. Because when it comes to organizing debates, none ever exists.